Hey guys, Lauren here with Bizrok. In this week's video, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite events that hopefully you either have done in the past or you can start doing very soon, and that is the annual patient event. Now, for some of you, you're like, oh yeah, we did one of those like 5 years ago for our, 10th anniversary, and we haven't thought about doing one since. And for the rest of you, you're like, annual patient event? Like, what are you talking about? So guys, I want you to start thinking about ways to impact and support your community. And this is one of the ways to do it. For some of you, you're in large populated areas where there's tons of dental offices on every single street corner. And you're like, how do I stand out? This is how you stand out, guys. So an annual patient event is just your way of giving back to the community and your way to bring some of your patients together and thank them that they continue to come to your practice. Now, I've seen tons of different patient events, and I've helped with some of our offices over the years put on different patient events. And it doesn't have to be all on you, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to spearhead it. I want you to lead the charge for the annual patient event, whether it's, partnering with some of the local businesses and putting on a 5K, or if you have a lot of children and a lot of families that come to your practice, maybe it's hosting a fall festival or a spring fling, like whatever's important for your patient base and your community, get involved. Make sure that you do it in a fun way that thanks your patients again, that they get to come to your office and that they choose you every single time for their dental visits or their 6-month cleanings. But make sure that it's fun. Get your team involved. Ask your team. Guys, you have some of the most brilliant team members. I've loved getting to know some of them personally and getting to hear, their awesome ideas, but it doesn't have to be all on you. Ask your team. Guys, if we did an annual patient event, like what should we do? What would be exciting to you? What would you volunteer to help me put on and help to facilitate and foster? There should be games. If we've got a lot of kids, maybe there's bounce houses. Guess what? You might have a patient who owns a bounce house company. Call and ask them for a favor. Like, hey, I want to put on this patient event. Would you be willing to donate or give me a discounted rate for these bounce houses? I'd love to promote your business there. Guys, I'm telling you, your community will rally if you ask them. I've seen practices over the years that have local grocery stores, even big chain grocery stores, and personally go up to the manager and say, hey, we're hosting a 5K. We're hosting a charity event for our patients. We'd love to get you involved. Would you be willing to donate cases of water? See, docs, if you're listening to this, immediately when I said patient event, you're like, great, how much is this going to cost me? What's this marketing investment? Think outside of the box. The annual patient event should be twofold. One, it should be to truly thank the patients that come to you and continue to see that you are the leading practice in your area. But two, it should also be a way to rally the community together, other businesses. Now, here's what also comes whenever you do that annual event. One, patients look forward to it every single year. And they'll ask some of their friends, like if it becomes big enough, they'll ask their friends and family, hey, are you going to Dr. So-and-so's event? He hosts it every fall and it's amazing. And, they have bounce houses for the kids. They've got food trucks. All the local grocery stores, they actually donate too. Like, it's super fun and our kids and our family look forward to it. So one, there's this massive community outreach and massive branding that happens. But what else happens is this. Patients and other local businesses, guess who they think of first whenever they think about needing a dental office? Your practice. And the more involved you become in your community with your patients and with local businesses, the more they're going to say, yeah, I've got to support that business. Hey, what can I do to help? Hey, I've got a toothache. We use Dr. So-and-so's practice. They put on that big annual event every single year, but that's who I would recommend. In fact, we send all of our own customers to them. See, guys, there is a compound effect. It is a marketing investment, but I'm telling you, if you do it right, it can pour in so many great new patients. But most importantly, keep your recall patients coming back to see you, to think of you first. Plus, from an entrepreneur standpoint, guys, to have more, you must give more, right? It does impact your business, but it also impacts you. You get to see your patients outside of the dental chair. I get it. Sometimes it's like, gosh, I just feel exhausted and not everybody loves coming to the dental office. Guys, I get it. I've heard that story more times than I can count over the years. but your patients get to see you outside of the dental office. They get to see your team. They get to interact with you and build that connection and rapport. And guys, that's why patients continue to come back. Not some postcard that offers the $49 cleaning exam and prophy special. Guys, we can't compete against that. If the corporations want to compete on price, let them. What happened to Blockbuster and Kmart, huh? What happened to Sears? They are no more because some of those companies were competing on price and weren't willing to change. You're not that. You are an innovative practice owner who wants to give back to their community. I know you do. I've had the conversations with doctors over the years. And in fact, you guys are the ones that typically give it all away. That's why I tell doctors, please don't talk money. Let your team talk money, right? So guys, I want you to think outside of the box on this. And what I would inspire you to do, if you're watching this video and you're like, okay, where do I start, Lauren? Where do I start with this community outreach project? One, give yourself time. And what I would say is give yourself at a minimum a 6-month roadway, a 6-month timeline before that event happens, and get your team involved. You have so many wonderful team members who are happy to help you and support you. Ask them, guys, I want to do a community outreach. I want this to be a massive event and it will only grow over time, but I want it to be an annual patient event, thanking our patients, but also getting other local businesses. And I got to be honest, team, I don't know where to start. Where do you think we should start? Your team will share some phenomenal ideas if you just ask for their input. So you want to make sure that it's exciting for you, for your patients, and for your team. As always, guys, if you need help, if you need some support, reach out to us. Our team's happy to jump on a call with you and provide some additional guidance and some additional resources as you get ready to plan, hopefully, your first of many patient experience events. So guys, we look forward to seeing you and serving you soon.